Yesterday, my husband rested his head on my chest while we were curled up in our tiny sofa watching TV. A few minutes later, he said, "Your heart is saying my name." I raised an eyebrow. "How?" He kept his head still for a moment, then replied, "The sound of your heartbeat goes like Kojo, Kojo, Kojo." I laughed, lifted his head and pushed it off my chest. "Take your big head off me before you break something." He tried to lay his head back, but I shifted quickly and his head hit the armrest of the shoulder. As he groaned in mock pain, I stood up and teased, "Thank God you didn't break the sofa. You would have been buying a new one tomorrow." He jumped up and started chasing me around the room. That's us in a nutshell every single day. My husband has a million jokes about me. I, on the other hand, have only one: his head. Every joke I make begins and ends with his head. He will say something like, "The way you fart in your sleep, I can't risk traveling with you and letting you doze off around strangers." I'll fire back, "When you wake up every morning, apologize to your neck, it's carrying a heavy load for you." His sense of humor is out of this world. I can be fuming mad, swearing I won't talk to him for the whole day, but one look at his face and I'm already smiling. We've been married for 8 years now, but when he first approached me, I never thought I would say yes. After all his sweet talk, the only thing I remembered was his head. I kept thinking, if this head accidentally falls on me at night, won't it break my bones? I said no repeatedly, but he kept coming back. 3 months after his proposal, he finally said, "Why do you keep saying no? Don't I have the personality you are looking for? Is it about my tribe, or do you just not see me that way?" I told him, "I don't think you really love me. If you did, I would feel it. There will be a sign, an itch in my palm. I don't feel anything and it doesn't seem like you love me that much. Sure, you're a good person, but I don't want to say yes just because of that. I need to feel the love too, so we are on the same page." He responded, "Sometimes love takes time to grow. Mine has already grown, but I'm willing to give you time to see if you can love me too." I said, "Okay, fine," but in my head I was convinced nothing would change. He was always going to just be a friend. He started coming over every night after work, and we would talk for hours. One night, my mom shouted from outside, "Enima, what's so funny? You've been laughing non-stop." That's when I realized how much joy he brought me. He set my ribs on fire with laughter. Slowly, I began to see him differently. The big head faded from view, and I started noticing his kindness, his humor, and how he never wanted to leave when he was with me. Honestly, I didn't want to leave either because, hey, a girl needs her daily dose of laughter. For months, we stayed friends. He never brought up the proposal again. He just kept coming around, taking me out, and listening to my problem while cracking jokes to lighten the mood. Eventually, I was ready to say yes, but he wasn't picking up my hints. I started dropping obvious clues, but he kept missing them. Finally, I asked him, "Are you seeing someone else? Did you move on after I said no?" He smiled and said, "I thought we agreed I'll wait for you." "So you are still waiting after all this time?" I asked. "Yeah," he said, "because it's you I want in my life." That was it. That was all I needed to hear. And I said, "Okay, if it's me you want, I'll give you a chance and see where this goes." He lit up. "You've accepted my proposal." "Hmm, something like that," I replied. He laughed, he hugged me, and couldn't stop talking. He didn't know what to do to himself. From that day on, we became best friends. With him, I could be myself without pretending. He knows I love food, and I don't hide it. When we go out to eat, I order double what he does. He will tease, "Hey, mama, food!" And I will shout back, "Big heads don't need much food. Slim people like me do." A year later, we had a huge fight and broke up. It was about his ex-girlfriend who kept popping up in his life. I trusted him, but I wasn't comfortable. He told me a classmate's mom had passed away and he was attending the funeral. Turns out it was his ex's mom. What hurt most was that He spent 2 days in our village for the funeral. I felt disrespected and lied to, so I told him to leave me alone. He eventually won me back by running to my mom to plead his case. We got back together, and a year later we got married. It's been 8 years. No kids yet, but what we have is joy beyond measure. A child is a blessing, but we've learned to be a blessing to each other fast, and we know our little one will come soon.